Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker. We find ourselves here at the fort across the Skunk River, where we have the option to go down here to the Verdant Chambers, but this one showed up I think recently, the Overgrown pool, and so I figure while we're here, let's check it out. We can come back and make our way across the ford afterwards. We've got a ruined watchtower, an ancient and half-ruined watchtower lost in the depths of the Gnarl Marches is a local point of interest and a source of inspiration for several legends in the area. These tales compete with each other, telling the tower's construction and more popularly its destruction by mysterious, incomprehensible, and usually supernatural forces. The truth is a bit more prosaic. The watchtower was built by dwarves and used to guard a local trade route, which last saw use centuries ago. Clear proof of this can be seen in the statue of Torag, which stands near the foot of the watchtower. Well, I guess that's where we're supposed to go for Harem's quest, and Jubilost. Since it flat out tells us that that is a dwarven tower. I wonder if I can now report that back to Jubilost, or how that's going to play out. There voices? Before we head that way, let's head up here, see if there's any lootables. But the fact that we're hearing talking is interesting.
Life ends here.
Harem, try and pull back so you don't take all the attacks. Or you can take all the attacks for opportunity. It's fine. We're good. I just wish I was better about getting Valerie up front. Some gold. I'll take it. And it looks like that's it for over here. Lumberman. Sounds like an argument. With Korax. And Bewitched Lumbermen. And Malines? I skipped through that. A group of hardy people with axes, most likely lumberjacks, are menacing a fragile Nixie. Two lumberjacks stand before her, relaxed and disconnected. The lead lumberjack shakes his fists at the Nixie and yells, "Let them go, you swamp freak. If you don't, I'll burn this rotten grove to the ground on my word." And then Melians. "You're the freaks. My name is Melians. Thank you very much. If you keep being rude like this, I'll just drown these jumbos in the lake, understand?" Noticing you, the lead lumberjack grins and waves. "You there. You seem the capable sort. Interested in some coin? Name's Korax, and we're loggers here in this forest. We could use your help in freeing our people from this Gorgon's claws." I don't know what a Nixie is. Gorgons, I think, are like Medusa being the famous Gorgon, if I'm remembering my mythology. We should help her. No, them. I don't know. Why can't people and Fae live in peace? What's going on here? Solve the problem without force. You know what? To hell's with it. Or with force. Good thing I reread that. Or neutral. Leave. I have no interest in your quarrel. Go ahead and fight if you want, but keep it between yourselves. What's going on here? We were minding our own business, cutting trees and splitting logs, when this hag shows up. That's a third creature type you've called her. When this hag shows up, out of nowhere, screeches at us, then jinxes two of ours and threatens to drown them. With these Fae breeding like rabbits everywhere, what's an honest, hardworking man to do? Stupid Jumbo, you're the ones who breed like rabbits, spreading into more and more space. We've lived here since forever. I've grown these trees for more than 100 years. Know them down to the tiniest leaf. Then you show up with your stupid axes to ruin everything. I get it. Like, progress says keep taking resources and building and improving. But to the wilds and the Fae, it'll look like just mindless chopping down of old friends. Chaotic good, let them go. These people have families. Try to reason with loggers. Listen to me, people. Let them go. These people have families. I'm not saying you're in the wrong. but dealing with this through threats I don't think is the right call. These people have families. You wish. As soon as I let them go, the whole lot of them will attack. If these goons want to go home to their stupid families, they're going to have to promise to steer clear of my grove first. Alright, let's reason with the loggers. Is there somewhere else that you could chop? Since this area is under the protection of a fae, it's probably not a great place. The loggers exchange glances, holding their hand on their axes. We go knowledge world. The forest is big. I'm sure you can find other trees to fell. Very true. Quarreling with fae is more trouble than it's worth. You've no idea how powerful and thin-skinned they can be. Also somewhat true. Lawful neutral intimidate. If the Baroness of these lands, rightful ruler of the realm, or I'm the Baroness of these lands, rightful ruler of the realm, and I haven't granted anyone logging rights to this forest, you should leave now or you may regret it. So we have to roll 10 or better on knowledge world, 7 or better on diplomacy, or 7 or better on intimidate. I mean, both of these are true. I technically think I agree more with the top one, but I don't disagree with number 2, and we've got the better chance on that. Quarreling with fae is more trouble than it's worth. Lumberjack looks at the Nixie with suspicion. Don't worry, she didn't bewitch me. Millians makes a scary face as she stretches her webbed hands out towards Korax, wiggling her fingers. Ooh. Alright. It's not like we were dead set on this grove in the first place. If she gives us back our people, we'll leave this place in peace, on my word. We could then solve it with force anyway. Melians, they'll leave the place and never return. Please, release the hostages now. Oh, sure. And who's going to bring back my trees then? They come in here, smash everything in sight, and then just leave? No deal. Fix what you broke, then maybe I'll let them go. How do you unchop trees? Yeah, how are we supposed to restore a tree that's already been cut down? We could plant new ones. Think of your situation. These people are willing to leave in peace. Asking for much more could prove dangerous. How are we supposed to restore a tree that's already been cut down? You humans are always like this. Destroy, destroy, destroy. And then when it's time to clean up your mess, poof, gone. Fine then. Since you're clearly clueless, I'll tell you what to do. There are these magic thingies that look like little feathers. This feather token. Throw one on the ground anywhere and a tree springs up. Your people's mages, who tread the swamps more often than the others, they can make them. Buying a couple won't break your bank. My cousin Teresia can also make them. She lives in the Gnarl Marches. Either way, you bring a handful of them back here, I'll let your goons go. I don't know how much feather tokens cost. I don't think they're too expensive because they're consumables, they're one-use items, but they are somewhat rare items. You hear that, Quarks? Just buy some feather tokens from a magic shop and she'll let your people go. The lead lumberjack curses under his breath. I did see the option of, wait here, I'll buy them. But I figured, this is his doing, he can pay for it. Or give me a good reason why he can't. The lead lumberjack curses under his breath, then sighs heavily. Have it your way. I'll send some of the boys to fetch those feathers of yours. I refuse to go back to talk to widows and orphans about how their dad or mom was drowned in the swamp by some blue-skinned tree hugger. Okay, so we all have chosen a peaceful option, more or less. All right, you big dunces, you may go, but bring me feathers. No cheating. I used to think you people were dumb and nasty, but you don't seem so bad. Let's be friends. Get a good hug her. Of course we can be friends. I don't mind befriending fae. As long as they're peaceful and kind to me. If they're trying to trick me, they can go down. But that's kind of true of everyone. But I'm not going to be hostile towards all fae in general. We're a Sylvan sorcerer. We're used to nature. Of course we can be friends. Chuckling, the fae pushes you away. Ew, what are you doing? Stop that. Come on. Here, just take this and hold off on that cuddly stuff, alright? I got a ring. Dealing with you is a mistake, die. No, no. I have to go. Make sure you don't get lost. You people never seem to watch where you put your feet. And we got a level up. But what is this ring? I'll sort from newest. As always, ring of protection +2. Alright. Currently we have Tartuccio's present that's just a ring of protection +1. Granted, we should probably give the ring of protection to one of our frontliners. Who has the worst AC? Obviously not Valerie. Amiri and Harem are the same. I'll give it to Amiri. Yeah. I think Harem's good because he heals, but we do have Lindsay who can do some minor healing as well. But Amiri hits really hard, and so I don't like it when she goes down. I guess we've got our level up, so I probably should take care of that now. Let's talk to Korax first. Well, thank you kindly. I was already thinking there was going to be blood. I believe I was promised compensation for my efforts. It would be easier just to kill you. I don't know if I was promised compensation for my efforts. And he's probably not going to be thrilled since they already have to go out and buy the feather tokens, because I promised. I never go back to my word. Take this. Thank you for helping. 400 gold. Alright. Well, hopefully they come back soon with the feather tokens, since everyone has left now. Yeah. So I think that's this whole area taken care of. Nice and simple. Let's look into some levels. So give me a moment to go through everyone and level them up, and I'll come back and show you what I chose. For our character, the option was pretty obvious. The only choice we really got to make was a new 3rd level spell. And so I chose Stinking Cloud because we're a conjuration-focused sorcerer. And it's a poison effect, and we have communal delay poison that we can use whenever we feel like. So, I mean, not whenever, but generally whenever. So, I think that'll be a good thing to use on harder fights to give people a bunch of rounds of nausea. For Lindsay, the choices weren't as obvious. First of all, she gets this Fascinate ability, which is pretty cool, where if she's within 30 feet of an enemy, she can choose to use this Fascinate ability, and they make a save, and if they fail, they just don't do anything. Creature stands quietly and observes the performance for as long as the bard continues to maintain it. Damage will break them out of the effect. So potentially we could get a large group to just stop fighting so that we can focus on just a few individuals, which could be pretty powerful, but Lindsay will have to be within 30 feet. Normally she's just at the very edge of 30 feet because of precise shot, where she might only be hitting one target. So we might need to move her a bit up. Then Rapid Shot. I was tempted between Rapid Shot and, what is it? Allied Spellcaster, so that she could buff both herself and any other person with this teamwork feat for their spell resistance. But I don't think spell resistance is that critical yet, and no one else has the ability. But maybe in the next level or two, we'll start considering getting that teamwork feat. And then lastly, Glitter Dust, because I assume we're going to start running into invisible enemies at some point. So having someone with Glitter Dust available will be useful. Mary didn't really get any choices. She got a new ability. There's a list to choose from. I don't really want to go with a different stance because I'm happy to have her stay in lethal stance, and you can only have one stance at a time. Renewed Vigor is a standard action to get a tiny bit of healing, and Animal Fury gives a bite attack that seems pretty pathetic. So I went Swift Foot, but potentially that could be a problem because it'll make her faster, and she might get to the front more often than Valerie, more often than she already does, which could be bad. But of the options, it was the best choice. Harem didn't get any choices at this level, just choosing skills. That's it. Probably got some new spell slots, I would guess, but overall, nothing exciting this level. For Valerie, she just got a new feat, and I gave her Shatter Defenses, which is interesting. If she hits an enemy who is shaken, frightened, or panicked, then that opponent is flat-footed to her for until the end of her next turn, which could be pretty powerful. We've already given her Dazzling Display, which makes a intimidation check to demoralize all foes within 30 feet. Sort of a feat tree that eventually leads to the point where she's regularly demoralizing and frightening enemies, and that makes them easier to hit. So we'll see. I don't know the full tree. I'm assuming as I take them, I'll find out what the rest of them are. Other options that would have been good that I'll probably pick up later is Missile Shield, so that she can deflect a single arrow attack. I don't know how often she's targeted by the ranged attackers, but it's an interesting option. Or what were some of the others? Hammer the Gap was another one I considered. To make a full attack in each consecutive hit would deal additional damage. I don't think she's super accurate, so I'm not as set on that, but maybe once we are regularly demoralizing enemies or frightening them or whatever, so that she starts treating every enemy that she's attacking as flat-footed. Maybe. For Canera, she just got a new wild talent, and Fire's Fury seemed the most interesting, where when she's using her Fire Blast, she gets to add the Elemental Overflow bonus to the damage dealt, which I think normally happens anyway, but I'm not super solid on Kineticists or their Overflow, so maybe it doesn't. But it says that these effects stack, so even if it did already apply, it's going to apply again. Let's actually go to her class, because I am curious. How does... And I know she uses Overflow different because she's a Dark Elementalist, which doesn't help with me keeping track of everything. So how does it work for you? Can't even see it. It isn't showing up here in class. We've got Soul Power, which is, I guess, her version of Overflow, where she can, I guess, transition amounts of burn onto dead creatures with a certain amount of hit dice to reduce her burn, and that gives her the bonuses of Overflow. Maybe while we're at it, I can switch to Kaliki and level her up.
I'm glad you called.
And that could also give me a chance to see if she's got the Overflow ability. Just trying to wrap my head around Kineticists, because they're different. Elemental Overflow, there we go. So that's the amount of burn she can take. And in her case, I think her burn limit is 7, or was. But maximum +1 for every 3 Kinesis levels. Let's see. Bonus on attack rolls with kinetic blast equal to the total number of points of burn she currently has. To a maximum of +1 for every 3 Kinesis levels. Okay. So yeah, you're receiving burn, and at 6th level you can go up to a maximum of +2 to your attack rolls. And at 6th level you also gain, whenever you have 3 points of burn, +2 size bonus to 2 physical ability scores. I don't know why you'd want bonuses to physical. I suppose Dex and Con is fine. Ignore the effects of critical hits and sneak attacks equal to 5% of the current level. That's great. So yeah, she's got these cool abilities that she gains if her burn is high enough. I guess in her case, 3 points of burn. Whereas her sister has to push the burn off onto dead creatures a certain number of times a day to get those effects. With that in mind, let's level you up. And I'll meet back with you guys in a moment. For Kaliki, I figured Kinetic Restoration seemed the most interesting of the wild talents, so essentially she has lesser restoration that she can use by giving herself some burn. So she'll be able to help restore negative ability scores, or the few other things that lesser restoration can do. Yeah. Sounds good. Let's head out now. And I guess we can use her for a bit. We've been traveling with her sister for a while.
Due time.
They're fairly similar attack-wise in a lot of ways, but her attacks are bludgeoning damage, which means they do more damage, but they're attacking AC. Whereas Kinnera does energy damage.
Sting would be nice, don't you think?
Again, our heroine has the same dream. Dreams of the heroine are calling us to explore new dungeons. What are we waiting for? Do we know where the Tenebrous Depths are? Up here. We'll get there at some point, not at the moment. Yeah, so she's bludgeoning, so she's attacking AC. Her sister
We should gather all strength.
does energy damage. And that means she's attacking, does less damage, but is attacking touch attacks. Touch AC. Which is a lot easier to hit. And I think accuracy is more important than...
Adventures can wait.
Accuracy is more important than damage, usually. So we found the watchtower. At least we know where it is on the map. Is that enough for you, Jubilost?
Hey, it's you again.
It is not.
I would be grateful.
So do I actually need to go there? And then come back and report? Because if I go there, I'm just going to explore it. Which I'd feel slightly bad for not bringing him, but the idea of wandering all the way to that dwarven tower... Yeah, traveling all the way to the dwarven tower, entering it so that
I'm hungry. When we
it
stop.
marks it, and then walking all the way back seems weird. Anyway, we need to camp. But I need to put you someplace. You are best at camp camouflage, actually. What am I good at? I am not good at camp camouflage. I'm also not good at watch. Let's see. There isn't an option here for Kaliki. Hope I'm remembering her name right. Now I'm less sure. Wow, I'm just not good anywhere. I guess I will take a watch with a -1. Go team.
That frog thing in the lake. What you call it? It's weird. Something green and slimy messing with so many people's heads.
I've never met a fae before. But now I see. They're more dangerous than genies. That tiny water girl subdued those woodcutters so easily.
Frog person? I assumed that she was talking about one of the boggards, but no. Fae that I didn't think particularly looked frog-like. Random encounter. An ancient curse. You were warned. Can I read that? Alright. Nope. We're good. This is fine. The ancient curse. Time has come. Let's get to the bald hilltop and deal with the ancient curse that has our priests so worried. Issue an urgent decree to protect the barony. Disgusting spiders have flooded the barony. They're so gross. The plague has overtaken the entire barony, so we've had to fight in the same way altogether. Now, where's my broom? We only have 13 days left till it gains its full power, but we need to get to the hilltop now. And we've got a troll here. Regenerate acid fire. Sadly, I don't have the fire sister. That's fine. I'm doing Acid Splash. I could do Burning Arc or Burning Hands if needed. I think I will have you switch. We don't know your level.
This didn't work. I must be doing it wrong.
Valerie, you start moving forward, please. Or not. This is fine. Can you guys please intercept? Oh, we've got another troll and a merchant's guard. Okay. Can you not?
This will hurt.
Branded troll. Okay.
Let us strike as one.
Repent.
What's your level? So you are level 6 humanoid, level 3 barbarian, versus normal trolls are just level 6 humanoid. So you've got 3 levels of barbarian. Protection from fire. Well, that's a problem. So you've got regeneration 5, acid, and fire, but you're also protected from fire. You resist 96 fire damage. Yeah, we're not getting through that. And suddenly I am not certain that Kinnera should be in this fight. Go help out there.
Out of our story.
Can you stop attacking my wolf, please? Are we fighting? No, we're not fighting another
This is going
troll
to
up there. He's facing this way. Who are you, Dalton? An elderly half-elf stands before you. His sun-bleached hair reveals him as a seasoned traveler, and the confidence with which he holds his bow reveals him to be a seasoned warrior. And his cart full of various items. It seems a trader as well. Damn trolls almost died from the stink alone. The half-elf wipes the sweat from his brow. They almost had me. Since when are trolls not afraid of fire? Good thing I had a few flasks of acid among my goods. Thank you for your timely rescue, friends. Despite his confident gaze, his voice trembles slightly. A few moments more and I would have... He frowns. Whoever rules this land gives little care to its safety. Formerly safe trade roads are given over to trolls and not a guard to be seen. But where are my manners? I'm Dalton, from Mivon, a merchant by trade. Who are you? Mivon was where the other sword lords went. Probably not a sword lord himself, but he's from their lands. I'm the Baroness of these lands. Your words are fair, and I'll do what I can to make the road safer. Actually, I rule these lands. Or chaotic neutral. We are simply travelers from Brevoy. I'm the Baroness of these lands, and I'll do what I can to make the road safer. Dalton looks shocked. Oh, I beg your forgiveness, your grace. Dalton bows politely, but these trolls, they're a threat to everyone. Yeah, I'm aware. They've attacked several villages, destroyed several bridges, and are scaring away trade caravans. Worse than bandits by far. If your grace is willing to resolve the matter, I know a mage living nearby. I visit him from time to time to sell him reagents for his spells. He's an expert on trolls, might know why they've suddenly become bolder and fireproof. Lone House. We'll want to check that out. Sounds like. I can see you're an experienced trader. Would you consider operating exclusively in my barony? I mean, that doesn't seem like a good... Trade is good when you have, like, a trade network. Trying to get the traders to just stay in one place. I mean, it'd be good if this is rather than operating exclusively in my barony, to instead treat the barony as his home port. Or maybe setting up a trade network, but throughout the barony, under the assumption that I'll get more land and more towns. Tell me more about this mage. Dalton scratches his head. Bartholomew is his name. He's not bad for a human. Always so polite, so respectful. But there's something odd about him. He lives alone in the middle of the woods, his house surrounded by traps, with a single safe road leading to it. No bandits nor trolls scare him. And the way he looks at you, it's like he's examining you, like he's considering to crack you open to see what's inside. The chills. Dalton shivers. Are any other dangers on the road? Trolls aren't enough, huh? Dalton laughs then frowns. Actually, I have heard a disturbing rumor. It said a hodag has made its lair in a cave south of here. Whether true or not, traders are taking no chances, taking forest routes instead. Let me mark the cave on your map. I've heard of hodags. I think if I'm remembering right, they're a type of, like, undead. Kind of like a white. Like with a... Or... No. Not a white. I think they have it like a scream that causes harm or something, if I'm remembering the right creature. Amiri grins. I've never fought a hodag yet. Oh, I wonder if that's her next quest, because she was looking for something else dangerous to fight. You're from Mivon, you say. What is your view on this new barony? Long ago, Mivon was founded by the Sword Lords, who refused to bow before the new ruler and fled Brevoy. Well, not Brevins anymore. Our people and the people here have a lot in common. As I've heard, the barony here was founded by people from Restov. We look upon them as distant cousins, I suppose. Dalton smiles. Welcome cousins, that is. Not family you'd rather forget. Neutral evil, excellent. Now I'll take everything you're carrying as payment. You're an experienced trader. Would you consider operating exclusively in my barony? Dalton frowns. Don't get me wrong, Your Grace, but I've family in Brevoy, so my road always must take me there, no matter how dangerous the journey. So, lawful good. The roads are unsafe. I would suggest you go no further than the capital and wait until the roads can be garrisoned properly. There's still plenty of trade to be had elsewhere in the region. Neutral evil, intimidate. You're right, these roads are dangerous. Trolls are the least of your concerns. If you were to leave the barony, you might be killed on the road by a random traveler, even one such as myself. The roads are unsafe. You should go no further than my capital. Dalton frowns. If things are that bad, well then, perhaps I shall conduct my business here for a time. Very well. Alright, good fortune to you and safe travels. Hold a moment. I didn't have a chance to reward you for your help. Fortunes are best shared after all. Safe travels. 3 potions of cure light wounds and 100 gold. Sounds great. And we can loot the trolls. For what little they have. You had a scroll of cure serious wounds. Help Amiri kill another monster. Yep. So, yeah, Amiri wants to kill that hodag. Probably doesn't even know what a hodag is, but she's down to kill it. Oh, hello. You have goods that are apparently free to grab. 1,000 revolutions. For the 3rd night in a row, I've dreamt of the Grey Gardeners knocking at my door. I cannot believe it is my turn to be cut down by a blade washed in the blood of 1,000 revolutions as a wave of popular outrage washes over me and my head tumbles down the steps of the scaffold. We take up the sword, and by it we shall perish. Once we struck down the Imperial scum, but now it is we who must face the blade. The insurgent beast, called Revolution, will never be sated. It needs new victims. This time it is my comrades and I. The cruelty of the hoarders in power echoes in the cruelty of the paupers, now intoxicated by their own freedom. We wanted change. Well, here it is. This is a country now of mad fanatics fighting their treacherous past every day. Former friends are today's foes. My workshop has been converted into a secret headquarters. If I could do it all over again, I would repair to my easel and refrain from the cause that had sent me down this path. Interesting. Just gonna grab all of your goods. Fallen tree is barring the wagon's way. I'm guessing you can take care of that because it seems I cannot. So yeah, it's convenient that we have a character who is good at dealing fire damage, but it's also interesting that trolls are immune to fire. Or at least some of them. Not all of them, thankfully. But it does somewhat limit our options. But it is funny, I was like, yeah, let's switch out, use the other sister for a while, and then immediately ran into foes that have regeneration except by fire. And acid, of course, but the more people doing damage, the more likely we are to get the hit off every round. So there's the lone house where we'll meet the wizard, so we definitely want to do that. But I don't really want to wait on the Bald Hilltop, because I don't know what the consequences will be. So we're going to put off this stuff once again. But maybe we head back into Tuskdale since we're back here and see if any of the events we were waiting on have moved forward. Recurrent dream has been troubling the Baroness. Yeah. So we know where the location is now. Hands of Gold. Rumor has it that an unknown self-taught master crafting items of extraordinary beauty and rare quality has appeared in the region. Such people are rare. Something should be done to entice her to stay. We got a failure on that. Unfortunately, the counselor couldn't inspire the artisan's interest. She decided to leave the barony. It's a shame. So we failed that opportunity. Now we have a problem. The eight-legged plague. The rumors surrounding the Bald Hilltop proved true. The barony has been flooded with monstrous spiders, attacking the locals and slaughtering the cattle. Reports indicate that the huge arachnid spread a ghastly disease that weakened the victims with fever and coats their body with blisters. This invasion has to be stopped before panic and infection ravage the stolen lands. So we could choose any of you, potentially Tristan, and then trade taxes. Some half-elf trading fabric in the capital discovered a loophole in the law which made it possible to avoid paying most taxes. The news spread quickly through the Merchants Guild. Measures should be taken immediately, or the treasury will take a loss. We'd have to use Tristan on that as well, or wait till Kinnera is done in 19 days. That's a while. And these are all the things that are completed? I think so. I still wanted to do leveling him up, but we can't waste the 14 days at this point. Yeah. I mean, ultimately, we need to deal with both of these. So... only a 61% chance. Yikes. And he even has a +6. I need to rank you up, but I just don't have the time. So do I spend another crisis point to get him a decent chance? I think I have to. Alright, Tristan. Save the day for me. And then trade tax is another problem, and I don't have anyone currently that can deal with it. Tristan's only got a single day. Okay, so that's a quick event, actually. Good. Can we talk to him while we're here? Okay, you have nothing to say about Bald Hilltop.
How may I serve you, Your Grace?
Same with you. We still have a hearty meal, so we haven't actually hiked very far today. I don't think we have anything new for the storyteller, so I think we want to go to the Bald Hilltop at this point. And I still like this team. At some point we might bring in some of these other people again, but for now I'm pretty happy here. Let's see, add 5 regions, unlock a new leader post, increase the rank of a barony stat. That all sounds great, but just hard to pull off with the limited time. We'll stop right before we get there in case something
Can wait.
triggers. We're tired, but no one else is. We're fatigued even though we still have our hearty meal, which means it's like the first half of the day. How did that happen? Anyway, I'm going to end the episode here. Next time we'll head into the Bald Hilltop and see what's new. Although I don't know if we were supposed to wait for Tristan's thing to end in a day and then go. If so, we can head back, wait our day, and then try. But we'll deal with that next time. For now, thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you guys then. Bye.